Welcome back to Happy Place Cooking. If you have not yet become a subscriber, please go down and hit that button, totally free. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when I upload a new video. Today I'm excited that I am going to be making cake pops. I have never done this before and I always thought, oh, this must be a really difficult recipe, but looking at the recipe, it really doesn't seem like it's going to be that tough. So, I'm going to start with cake mix. I'm going to make a cake. I'm going to make it exactly as the instructions say on the box. I've chosen strawberry and I've got my really fancy great value frosting here, but I chose cream cheese because I want to do strawberry cream cheese cake pops. And then I've got my candy melts that I'll be using to coat them, along with some sprinkles for decoration. Gotta have the lollipop sticks because you need that to make it a cake pop. And then these will be the ingredients for the cake mix. So I'm gonna get started on this. I am super excited. I am ready to go. I'm going to start with dumping in my cake mix powder here. It says to add your half cup of oil, 1 cup of water, and 3 eggs. And then we are going to beat all this together, and we want to beat it until it is nice and moistened, and then we're going to let it run for about 2 minutes on medium to get it nice and mixed up. I have a cake pan that I have sprayed some cooking spray in the bottom of. It's well mixed. I have my oven preheated at 350. I'm going to put this in the oven, and according to the instructions, it is going to bake for approximately 30 minutes. I'll check it in probably about 20-25 just to make sure it's not getting too done, and then I'll go from there. It's done. Took about 33 minutes to fully bake. It is sunk in the middle, but that's okay because I'm going to be destroying it pretty soon anyway. Doesn't really need to be pretty, it just needs to be cooked properly and taste good. Now I need it to cool thoroughly, completely. I cannot take it out of the pan until it is completely cooled because I can't move on to the next step without it being cool. My cake is all cooled off. I'm just gonna crumble it out into this bowl. Crumble this up with my hand. Don't want any big old giant chunks. Just need to crumble that all up real good. And I'm going to add about a half of this frosting. I'm just going to try to mix that in there. And basically it's going to make a big mushy mess. That's what you want. Big mushy mess. You want this mixture to be where it will stay together. So like that. The next step in this process is to make the balls. I'm not sure how many I'll get out of this. I'm not really for sure how big I want to make them. I'm thinking a little bit larger. I'd rather have them a little bigger. Okay, I'm gonna finish making these up, and then I'm gonna put them in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Got them all ready to go in the freezer. I was one shy of hitting 20, which is fine because my stick pack only has 20 in it. I wouldn't have wanted really any more, or we would have had some with no sticks. These have been cooled in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Now I need to melt my candy melts, and I'm only gonna do, I think, about half of this bag to start with. And see how that works for me. I'm just going to put them in the microwave and zap them for maybe 20-30 seconds. Stir it up, and I'll just keep doing that until they are nice and melted. Okay, I've got my chocolate all nice and melted. We're going to start with this first one. I'm a little bit nervous. So I'm supposed to dip this into the chocolate and then push it into the center. And then dip it into the chocolate. And these are not going to look perfect because I don't have an actual cake pop stand thing. Oh, I didn't take the lid off my sprinkles. Oh, and I've got sprinkles flying around. So I'm just going to do this over the bowl. And there's one. And I'm just going to let it set upside down on the thing, I believe. See how that works. Maybe I should have laid it down. It's going to have a flat top. Maybe we'll try one laying down too and see how that works. Because it kind of looks like all my chocolate's melting to the side. And I believe you do this in order to keep, once it sets, it should keep the cake on the stick better. The chocolate's a little heavy and I feel like it's trying to pull the cake pop off of the stick. This is definitely the hardest part of doing this. Mixing it all up was fine. Yeah, see, that's really dripping off some chocolate there. Just lay that down like that. See how it looks. That might look better. These are pretty much set up. This is the one that I had sitting upside down like that. And then this is the one laid down. I like the laid down one the best. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I need to finish decorating these. I put my sprinkles in a little bowl. Gonna try and see how that works. I don't know. They made the holes on this so big. And then I knocked it over and sprinkles went everywhere, and that is how it goes for me, and that's how I cook. I decided to go through and go ahead and put sticks in all of them, and I'm gonna let that set up because I was having a little issue with getting them chocolate coated and the pop part wanting to fall off the stick. I'm thinking that if that sets up, that it might be just a little bit sturdier, so I'm gonna let those set there and kind of get set up, and then I will come back and finish coating them. I'm not sure I'm gonna have enough chocolate for all of them. I'm thinking one bag of chocolate maybe wasn't enough, so I may end up with a little bit of Nakey Pops. There they are, they're all done. Of course they're gonna be flat on one side because, you know, I laid them down. I didn't have a doodad for them to stand in. But I'm gonna give it a taste and see what they taste like. That's really good. Now, would I make these again? Possibly. Possibly for like a special event or something. I wouldn't do it just for, you know, like every day. But it was something that I wanted to try to do. I had never done before. And I will say, I will never use those little sprinkles again. I'm going to be sweeping those up forever.